Hello beautiful friends and fellow word lovers, welcome back to Pocket of Poetry. Today's video is going to be, I think, the fourth video in my poetry writing series, unless I'm missing one, but I'm pretty sure it's the fourth. So welcome back. Hopefully you guys like this series. If you are new to the channel, I'll link all of the videos that I've done previously down below in the description so you can check them out. But basically this is just a series where I follow some prompts, I challenge my brain, and I make myself write some poetry based off of the challenges given. So I've done one where I picked random words out of a jar and wrote poems based off of that. And then I've done one where I did poetry based off of music. So far, the poetry and music video that I did has been my favorite one, so I'm going to be doing a continuation of that one tonight. I'm going to be going through my library on Spotify, selecting at random some songs, and then writing poems that are inspired based off of those songs. So tonight I was just sort of in the mood to get creative and write some poetry. I've been in absolute tunnel vision mode the last couple of days working on a project that I'm going to be announcing pretty soon. I'm really excited to tell you guys about that, but basically I've just been working on it so much and I felt like I needed a break and I needed to do something different and just be creative in a different way. So I am excited to do this with you guys tonight. Let's get started. So as per usual, I have my trusty poetry notebook with me, and I am going to just go, just like how I did last time, I'm going to my liked songs on Spotify and I'm just gonna shuffle play. So I get nervous every time, so I'm like, I don't know what's gonna come up, but we're just gonna go for it. Okay. Oh, alright. So this song is called Ferris Wheel by the Tide Rose. This is like a little love song. It's like a cute little love song, sort of. So I'm gonna listen to it and I will figure out what my thoughts are on it, because this is an older song, so I don't really remember it super well. So I will listen to it. I will come back. So this song, it's sort of a folky song. It's an older one that I liked a couple years ago, and it's a love song, kind of. It's about, I think it's sort of my interpretation of it, it's about a couple who are falling for each other, but they're afraid to really commit. They're afraid to really fall because they're afraid that the other person won't come through for them. So one of the lines in the chorus is, will you take my hand or will you just keep spinning? And you're like a Ferris wheel circling around. So comparing the person that they love to a Ferris wheel, and that they're always moving and that they're never really constant. So that is sort of the message of the song. It's not, to be honest, it's not really capturing me tonight. So I'm trying to think of what a good way to go would be. There's nothing I want more than to fall. I haven't really decided what my rhythm or rhyme scheme for this poem is going to be. Okay, how about this? Okay, so I'm going to try and do a little rhyme here. I started it, there's nothing I want more than to fall, but when I look into your eyes, there's no safety net at all. So, okay, starting out with that, someone wanting to fall, but not feeling like it's safe to do so. I finished the poem. I feel like the first one that I do is always kind of the warm-up round, so don't expect this to be very good. It's kind of just my warm-up. I was kind of just getting things out there. So this is what I came up with. There's nothing I want more than to fall, but when I look into your eyes, there's no safety net at all. Your words are like soft blankets, your heart a pillow sweet. My entire being longs to lay down at your feet, but your heart holds hidden arrows. Your words each conceal a barb. I'm terrified of where you've been, although I love your scars. You know I'll always love you from your hair down to your toes, but the only thing I don't know is if you'll stay or if you'll go. So, I tried to make it kind of whimsical. Didn't want to take it too seriously, not make it too heavy, but still conveying that emotion of like being afraid of this person and what they're capable of, even though you love them. So, yeah. Okay, it is time for the next song, my friends. My jam, you guys. I love Regina Spektor so much. So if you don't know Fidelity by Regina Spektor, I don't know like what you're doing with your life, but Regina Spektor is like one of my all-time favorite artists ever. I love her music so much. I think she's so brilliant. And I grew up listening to her music. Like this album, Begin to Hope, is like her old album that I listened to when I was a kid. So the song is nostalgic and it's just a beautiful song. So I'm gonna listen to it and I will be right back, you guys. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I seriously feel like Spotify keeps coming up with such like forgotten gems. Like not that that song is a forgotten gem, but like it will come up with a lot of old songs that I used to listen to a lot but don't really listen to a lot anymore. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of my older songs are very good for like poem inspiration, so it works out. Not necessarily like the stuff I listen to now, but I do still listen to Regina Spektor though, absolutely, like I always will. So basically in that song, Regina is singing about how she's never loved nobody fully, always one foot on the ground, so she's like afraid to fully commit, kind of like similar to what the last song was a little bit. But the second verse is the part that I think I'm going to focus on for my poem, because the second verse I've always thought was kind of cool. So the lyrics are, suppose I never ever met you, suppose we never fell in love, suppose I never ever let you kiss me so sweet and so soft, suppose I never ever saw you, suppose you never ever called, suppose I kept on singing love songs just to break my own fall. So it's basically like she's imagining what it would be like if she'd never met this person, how different her life would be. And I think that's a really interesting concept for a poem right there. So I'm gonna write about that. So give me just a second, I'm gonna collect my thoughts and see what I come up with. Okay, I finished writing it. That one was another one that kind of just like wrote itself, not wrote itself, but kind of flowed out. So I kind of went off the second verse there where she talks about suppose I never ever saw you, except for I flipped it on its head in a way, and so I wrote it about a relationship where the couple breaks up and they're unhappy, but they're imagining what it would be like if they were happy and if they had stayed together. And then there's also like at the end there's it ties it all in. So I'll just read it. I'll stop explaining it and I'll just read it. I think this one turned out pretty good. You told me once that in another timeline we were happy, and I wonder if that's true. In a universe across the stars, is there another version of me and you? Another me that plays with your hair at night and softly, sweetly sings. Another you that reads me poetry and writes me pretty things. Sometimes I think I catch a glimpse of that other you and I, sitting in an airport set to fly across the sky. Or I'll hear them in a song I found I wish I could show to you. I imagine us still in your car laughing the way we used to do. But perhaps there's another timeline too, one where we never met, one where our lives didn't deviate from the courses that we set. On the darkest nights, when I'm alone and when I start to fall, I think the me who never knew you must be happiest of all. So, I actually really like it. Obviously, it's not very technically good because there were a few spots there where I was like totally off the rhythm. So I'll probably fix it up later and like make it better. And I might post it on my Instagram because I think that one turned out pretty good. But yeah, basically it's just that feeling of regret when you have something with someone that doesn't work out, and it's like in another timeline maybe it would have worked out, or maybe in another timeline we wouldn't have met, and you kind of find yourself wishing for both of those simultaneously because you're so miserable. So time for the last one. You know the drill. I usually do 3 poems a video, so it is time for the next song. Get ready. No. This is so embarrassing. Why? Okay. There's this song. It's called I Love It When You Cry. Basically about this girl who talks about how she finds it attractive when the guy that she likes is like vulnerable, like emotionally vulnerable. Like, I love it when you cry, the tears bring out your eyes, I think is like one of the lyrics. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. I wonder if I should pick a different one. I'm gonna pick a different one because I do not like the song. Okay, I'm gonna pick a different one. Okay. Again, old songs. Okay, so this one is Little Light by Lewis Watson. This one is really good. I really like the song. I need to listen to it again though, because it's definitely been a minute since I've heard it, so give me a minute. All my worries disintegrating, well, I've been waiting. That song is so good. I love that song. If you don't know it, you should look it up right now. Little Light by Lewis Watson. It's just so cute. So basically it's about this guy who he felt like he was kind of wandering in his life, kind of purposeless, struggling to find light, struggling to find joy in his life, and then he meets this person. So ever since I found you, a little light is breaking through. And I just think that is such a cute line, and there's so many adorable lyrics in this song. Like, I was caught in a cocoon, but now you got me feeling butterflies. Like, I was shooting for the moon, you painted me in indigo. Like, just all these cute little poetic lyrics that I really, really like. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a less like relationship-y take on this one, and I think I'm gonna kind of change the focus of this one a little bit, because he's talking about how he had something in his life come in and change everything and shake things up and make him feel hope and make him feel light again. And kind of what came to my mind was like someone kind of coming back to God after like a faith crisis or after a dark period in their life and seeing the light break through again. That was kind of like what I wanted to write about. So I'm gonna get a little bit like written down, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Okay, so I've written a lot in the past about sort of the themes of like coming from darkness into light, starting in a place where you feel so dark and so low, and finding light and hope and kind of lifting yourself out of that, because I feel like life is a cycle of that. Like, at least from my experience in my short life, I feel like I've experienced so many cycles of like darkness and falling and low points, and then rising up again and feeling the light. And last poetry video, I actually wrote a poem that was similar to that sort of theme. And so this one, I didn't really like put too much effort into it, because I just wanted to keep it really simple, use some nice imagery, some pretty words, because I have written other poems about this topic, but I kind of just wanted this to be like a little love letter to God for me. So it's kind of personal, but I feel like, I don't know, it's really simple, but I'm just gonna read it. So, it's when the hope dies that I break, and the darkness swoops in like a flock of birds waiting for prey. It's when I stumble and forget your love that the loneliness wraps me up. But you always come back, golden pink as the sunrise, as miraculous as the blooming of a flower. You reach for me when I cannot reach for you. You save me when I am drowning in fear. And you give me sight when my blindness has made me lose my way. And when you are near with your golden pink light and your flower petal softness, I know who I am. My courage returns fierce as a flame. It lights my way, and I am free to burst through into the sky. So it's not the most like poem-y thing in the world, but there you go. There you have it. I feel like my poems this time around were a little bit more simple. I think my favorite one might actually be the second one that I did. Like poetically, I think that one is the nicest, has the nicest flow to it, the nicest rhyming scheme. So I think that one turned out good, but yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you decide to follow a similar poetry prompt, or if you decide to try this challenge yourself, go to your Spotify. I would absolutely love to see your poems. Please do it if you are a poet and you like writing. I would love to see your poems in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are feeling like it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!